women give way too much and men take. Just look at organ donation. Like, none of this surprises me, but thanks to some commenters yesterday, I did a little research and holy crap! The statistics are not surprising, but enraging. And they don't actually vary that much across countries. This is what women all over the world are doing. Men feel entitled to every part of us, right? Not just our vagina, but literally our organs, our kidneys. Stop giving them. Stop giving them anything. Stop giving men anything they haven't earned. And yet we can't. We can't. This is how we're socially conditioned under patriarchy. And then men coerce us into giving and giving and giving and giving our bodies and our organs. I mean, if you had to summarize patriarchy in general, it would be this. Women donate, men receive. And studies have been done saying that women are often coerced into organ donation, just like we're coerced into doing everything, into having schmegs, which is a grape, into having babies that we don't want, to giving up our careers, into doing all the housework, into just doing and doing and doing and giving and giving and giving for nothing in return. And this makes me so mad. This is like next level martyrdom and sacrifice. And for what? To be cheated on? Because like I was talking about yesterday, that's what happens. Men don't respect women who give so much. That's just signaling to them, oh, she'll give herself up for me. What else can I get from her? I swear, I think that whole like give a monster a cookie, he'll ask for a glass of milk. I mean, anybody who is, and this isn't just like a men versus women thing. This is like a people with power thing, right? People who are used to exploiting will be like, oh, cool. Well, what else are you going to do for me? And I know that this is also built into whiteness and all forms of like systems of oppression, right? The more people get and exploit, the more they expect people to just give with no compensation. This is like capitalism, right? We see these dynamics at work. We see these dynamics everywhere. But when I look at like organ donation, it is like, of course, organ donation is gendered too. And I appreciate all the people who commented on my last video because they made me want to go research it more, and holy crap. And the thing, there's so many things that come into play here, right? Is the fact that women feel like we are the givers of life. I mean, we are, right? But this is what pisses me off here. Most people awaiting transplants are men. Why do you think that is? Y'all know how I talk about another way that men exploit us is not taking care of themselves, right? Like, some of it's because they just hate themselves so much. Some of it's because they're lazy. And a lot of it is because they know that a woman's going to take care of them no matter what anyway. So why would they take care of themselves? And a lot of them, because of toxic masculinity and the way they're socialized, instead of ever dealing with their feelings and maybe, I don't know, the fact that their dad left them or their mom, blah, 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 whatever it is that they have from their childhood, instead of actually dealing with that, they go into escapism, right? And that oftentimes is like drinking every day, smoking, doing drugs or whatever, or, you know, very reckless, dangerous sports. But as I talk about all the time, in these like extreme sports, when these men get injured, and they will, if they just keep going and going, they're eventually going to get injured. Who's going to take care of them? Who's going to take care of them? It's almost always going to be a woman. His girlfriend, his wife, his mother, his sister, his daughter. It's almost always going to be a woman. And women are already set up to be hospice wives as it is because of the whole age gap thing. And yeah, older men are more mature. But yes, they're not. Older men don't take care of themselves and are going to get sick. And you're going to ruin your body taking care of them. And then on top of that, now we got to donate organs too. Like, what else do y'all want? God, you get everything. And this is why, one of the reasons why I do this work is because of course they're going to expect this. Of course they're going to ask for this. Of course they're going to try to coerce us into giving more and more and more and more and more. But we have to do the work, the inner work, to stop thinking that we have to, right? Realizing that I can just be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I didn't even realize that I could say no to so many things in my life because I was socialized to think that whatever man want, man get, right? Fork that nonsense. Multiple studies, but women account for up to 2/3 of all organ donations. More men than women are recipients, and women are less likely to complete the necessary steps to receive a donated organ. This goes back to what I was talking about in the last video. When a woman receives something like an organ, I mean, we don't even feel like we feel bad letting people do things for us. I have a friend who she's going through a really hard time, and her hairdresser offered her a free haircut because she just really wanted her to feel loved and nourished. And she was like, I can't say yes. I can't let her do that. She needs to have an income. And I was like, stop it. Stop it. She wants to do this for you. Let her do this for you. You've had God, we are so conditioned to be martyrs. And it's even worse across intersections, right? Social pressure, the systemic stuff built into all this stuff. I am raised as a woman. So of course I'm like, I owe men everything. Look at this. This was even in 2000. Look at this. Look at all these women. The people donating, mostly women. The people receiving, almost all men. As someone pointed out in my comments yesterday, it's not like you just give a kidney and then just move on, right? You have to deal with that choice for the rest of your life. And that girl who gave the kidney to her boyfriend and then he cheated on her and dumped her like 7 months later and ghosted her on all social media, that is the classic example of men just being like, of course you're going to give me a kidney, but I'd never give you one. Bye. And respecting us even less for all that we do for them. But look at this. For the rest of your life, you got to be careful not to get injured. That one kidney's going to be working real hard. You also have to get checked up every year to make sure everything's okay. As if women don't have enough to do. You also have a higher risk of developing blood pressure. And if you want to have kids, now you got to worry about all this stuff even more. Crazy thing is that even though women are giving organs more, men's bodies oftentimes reject our kidneys because they're too small. Look at this. Fathers, sons, brothers, or other male family members are less likely to donate than their female body counterpart. And this article was like, can we please talk about this? Because this is a problem. Women are giving more of their organs than men, way more. But men's bodies don't take our organs a lot of times because the size does matter. And yet men need them more because men don't take care of themselves. So we do all this risk. And a lot of times the man's body rejects it anyway because their organs are bigger a lot of times. Some of these men are massive and their petite little wives are donating their kidney. And this is like, instead of simply congratulating women on their altruism, fork altruism when it comes to men, right? I'm done. Look at this. In another study, this is the Times of India, which has done a lot of studies on this. 70% of live donors are mothers. 90% are wives. Only 10% of donors are husbands. Classic. So the fact is that men need kidneys more because they don't take care of themselves. And women are giving them more. But men don't give us their kidneys. And men don't even give each other their kidneys because patriarchy has conditioned them to be so selfish and individualistic, and women to be so codependent and enabling of men that of course we're the ones showing up being like, well, I've given you everything else, why not an organ? But again, look, it doesn't work out well. We're not a good match for a lot of these men, but we're willing to take the risk. That's what a good woman does. And it's even worse when you add the systemic racism and cultural conditioning under that too. In one study, Black women were on dialysis were less likely to be evaluated for kidney transplants. And overweight women, right? So we got fat phobia, right? We got misogynoir. We have all the things. I'm sure there's a disability statistic in here as well, because we know that, of course, people with disabilities are always put on the back burner. But this has a financial cost too, because people are not compensated for leaving work for donating a kidney. So women lose something like thousands of dollars of pay to go do this procedure. Most importantly, it's this idea that we are caregivers. No matter what, we are always supposed to be the caregivers. And we are the ones who are always going to resolve the problem. And this right here, self-sacrifice. And experts say that this right here is the main reason. Caring for family members is an extension of our domestic duty. And it's expected we're going to do this. And if women are already a source of life and been through childbirth, giving an organ is just another extension of childbirth. God!